Welcome to this video, Growing Your Fan Base, Lesson 9, Find Tastemakers to Share Music. The key to getting bigger exposure quickly is to reach out to tastemakers. So what are the advantages of tastemakers? Well, they have a pre-built audience. They're usually looking for content and connections to musicians so that they can befriend them. They're likely to be fans of similar musicians if you find the right tastemakers. They're likely to enjoy your music if you find the right ones and then praise the tastemaker. Pro tip, incentives of a free shirt, vinyl, etc. always help to get attention and usually skew towards being more positive as well. So what is a tastemaker? Basically, someone in your niche who has influence over a lot of people. These people can help spread the word about you very quickly to a lot of people. So here's some examples of tastemakers. Journalists or bloggers who write about music. Podcasters who talk about music. Influencers who post about music, vinyls, merch, etc. Indie publications or zines, however you pronounce it, who write about music. Spotify playlisters. Local radio DJs. Basically anyone who can take your music and put it in front of people who you can't. Those are tastemakers. How do you find these tastemakers? First, you can search for journalists and bloggers who write about music online or via social media. You can search for podcasters who talk about music. You can look on Instagram for influencers who post about music, vinyls, merch, etc. You can search for indie publications who write about music. You can find Spotify playlisters just by scrolling through Spotify. You can listen to late night radio to find DJs who play local music or search radio websites for the programming. You can also check out our resources under this page for some examples of tastemakers as well. So here's an example where I just typed the phrase punk R and then did another search for punk rock into Instagram search. So you can see up on the top left, punk rock radar, and then below that, punk rock sanity, punk rock theory, punk rockette, punk rock vinyl, and punk rock mag. Between these, there's 70, actually probably close to 100,000, followers in these niches, and some of these are actually outdated now. They probably have multiple thousands more by now. But even just looking, if you're in the punk rock genre, you can just start with these 6 and say, hey, would you like to share my music? There's plenty more out there. And again, this was just from a simple search on Instagram. So you can definitely go out there and look for like rock stuff, or, there's other ones that we'll list below this video as well that you can kind of start with. And then what do you do once you find them? Try to find their email addresses or just ask them, just direct message them. Obviously you have to follow them, and it helps if they follow you to get a direct message. But if they have their email address on there, which a lot of them do, you can just straight shoot them an email. What I would highly encourage you to do is create a spreadsheet with their emails for now, and you'll use this as part of your launch plan later. So let's take some action. Find tastemakers for your genre. Get their email addresses if you can. If not, just get a link to their Instagram or social media or whatever for now. Put those email addresses and the contact details on a spreadsheet. Save it for now to use for your launch later.